Well, hello, my little potato, you beautiful soul. Oh, I always like to start off with I love you, so I love you. I don't know why, but I've been sleeping in a different position on the bed, and in sleeping in a different position, I've been like sleeping differently under the blanket, and I've been wrapping myself like a burrito and like sleeping like diagonally across the bed, which is not something that I've ever done before, but like I'm wrapping myself like a burrito and then I put the weighted blanket over me and then I just sleep and I wake up and I'm like, yeah, no, and then I go back to sleep. So I woke up late today and then my friend called and then we were on the phone for I don't know, a couple hours, I guess. And then my mom wanted me to like research Amazon, because using her property in Beaumont. And that means that I did not work out today. I did not do homework. My quiz. My one call did not happen because we moved it to tomorrow. Which actually I need to rewrite it. That actually my call with her tomorrow is at 3 p.m. So I need to tell my sister because she wants to go somewhere. Um, but like I didn't reach out to my list. I don't really know that I really did anything today. Just kind of, I mean, I went downstairs and ate earlier, and then it was like today was like kind of like a nothing day. I did update, I did talk to Claude and say, hey, I want to update my quiz so that, it reflects this language, but I didn't copy it into GitHub. I didn't deploy it. And I usually pick like one day a week. Like Thursday's usually my kind of like not it's kind of like my do nothing day because I usually end up doing stuff on Saturdays. So I work on giving myself like a day off during the week. But then I kind of think, oh, well, I kind of did that Tuesday, but on Tuesday I still did stuff. I just kind of lazed around on the bed earlier because, I was having a quote unquote sick day. But even with my sick day, I did end up doing stuff later in the day. And the thing is like, there's no hard and fast rule that says I have to, And I don't know. I'm just kind of like that. I did get an email from school today. My check has been sent. I won't be poor forever. So that was exciting. And then, we had the call today, and then we were like trying to get with our teacher, and then the teacher said, "Hey, we are welcome. You guys are welcome to create a WhatsApp group with me." And I was like, okay, well, how are we gonna do that with your phone number? And he got it, and I like was reaching for the phone already to start the group. And the one was like, yeah, she's like our secretary because she does the thing. And she meant it like, she doesn't mean it like that. She meant it as like a complimentary thing. She was just trying to, but I'm the one like, if we're in class and the teacher or somebody says, you can do this, you can request this, I go ahead and start requesting it like seconds after he said it. And my sister and I were talking about that, and she said, like, that's a leadership quality because I'm taking the initiative. And I thought to myself, huh. And so today, I, and when it comes to the exercise of like accepting a compliment, I guess I accept, well, somebody else said they were proud of me. No, they said I was beautiful. And then, they said, you always take the initiative to do that. And thank you because, I said, hey, when the teacher said, hey, you can request me like seconds later, I'm reaching out to the manager so he can get, him for class 11. He said it in like the first class. And I was reached out to the next manager, and then, or I think he said in the first class, maybe the second class. I think he said it in the second class. And then, um, today when she said, I just, I joke, but I really do appreciate that, you got with the cohort manager, you talked to them and you said, hey, and you're the one who set up these office hours. And it's because of you that we're able to have this. And I'm like, okay, you know. So I was just like, well, and they're like, don't deflect, just say thank you. And I'm like, okay. But to me, it's not like a big deal because I, it's just something that I do, I guess, but I'm working on being better at accepting compliments. So when Steve, but wanted to tell you something. So the thing, and my friend and I were talking about this morning, when I called, they said, "Can you draw?" And I said, "No, I cannot draw." And I showed them my drawings that I did for my storyboard for my children's book. And from the first image, they were laughing so hard. And they said, "Well, you know what? We found something you're not good at." And I said, "I know I'm not good at it. Um, I know that I'm not good at drawing. And it's something that I had to work on is not getting stuck in the bubble. That not getting stuck because what I'm saying is I used to think I can't draw. I can't draw. Therefore, I must not be creative. Then I would discount the fact that I'm a great problem solver. I'm a good writer. I am creative in other ways. I'm being solution oriented, coming up with, you know, problem solving is creative in itself, but no one looks at it as creative because they're like, oh, you have to use logic to get there. Yes, you do have to use logic to get there, but there has to be an inspiration that comes up, and then you say, oh, let me change this, right? And so my creativity is not the normal quote unquote of drawing, but I, for example, um, one of the things that I used to do when I used to do color by numbers uh, was I would say, okay, well, since the colors are the same, the numbers are the same, I would make if well, okay, so like wherever one is supposed to go, I would put three there. And where three is supposed to go, I would put eight there. And then so like I would just move all the numbers around. So it still made a beautiful picture, but it just didn't look like the original picture that people made. And so because and the same friend and I laughed because one time I said, they're like, how do you shower? And I said, I have a system. And they laughed, right? But I have a system for a lot of things. I even have a system for coloring, which sounds so odd. However, my system is that I don't look. I pick up a color, and my system is instead of deciding where to color, color I put one of those colors in each corner. So if it's green, there's green in this corner, in the top left corner, one in the top right corner, but one in the bottom right corner, and one in the bottom left corner. The only thing that I decide is that there will be in one, like, so let's say I pick the top right corner, something in the top right corner will be significant. So instead of like a little blob, it will be a bigger blob, right? So all the other three blobs will be smaller and one blob will be bigger. And then I move on to the next color and I do the same thing, but maybe the next time instead of doing the top right corner, I do the bottom left corner. And I just look and I'm like, oh, okay. And so there's kind of like this like even distribution of colors. So I went to this um thing in New York last year and I still have the picture. And because I had the system of coloring, so I had four colors, and so I just colored one, and then the next time I like counted, and then I was like, okay, there's only four colors, so I was like one, two, three, four, one, 1, 2, 3, 4, one, and then color one, and that way, and I was able to color quickly. Not that anyone was checking, but then mine was like an even distribution of colors because I'm systematic even about coloring. And I know that sounds so odd to be systematic about coloring, but because I'm systematic about coloring, I don't have to decide. Same thing goes with my paintings, actually. Excuse me. I pick out my brushes, I pick out my colors, and then I just paint. I use the same brush for the first round. Okay, for let's say, for example, the first color will be like, let's say the first color is, I usually pick like a darker color. So let's say the first color is, say, Key West or Spring Green, right? And I always use the same brush first, and then I'll use the first color. I'll dip the brush into the color, and I'll pick, let's say, Key West. Okay, then I'll do something with the brush with Key West, and then I'll go back and clean the brush, and then I'll go in with Flamingo Coral, and I'll do something with the brush with Flamingo Coral. And then I'll go back, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now it's time for like neon yellow. Okay, neon yellow. All right. And then I go to Flamingo Coral. And then I go to like Key West, or no, I think it was Diva Pink or whatever, something like that, right? So let's just say those are the 5 colors. Then I put the brush down, and then I move on to the next brush, and I go through that same progression using that one same brush to distribute each of those 5 colors. It sounds really weird. It only makes sense when you watch me do it, I think. And then the third time, and then however many times, and then at the very end is when the painting kind of changes the most, because if I have like a teeny tiny detail brush, I will dip that into the colors and I'll make like little marks on there. And I just kind of like, well, I'll put the marks here, I'll put the marks there. And there's no really rhyme or reason to it other than, and I made a painting last year and it's called Two Unicorns. And it's funny, but in that painting, it looks like it looks as though I put unicorn. They're like horse hooves. It's very cute. My sister-in-law pointed out to me. And I just, I don't know. It's just something that I think about, that even though I have systems in place, there's still sometimes a little surprise at the end. And then, I don't know, because someone, you can have systems for everything and you can still have surprises. There was something I wanted to say about that, but my head is hurting right now and I can't remember. There was a direction that I was going that I wanted to share with you. I can't remember what it is. There's something about it. Oh, you know what? That's what it was. I made the WhatsApp group with the teacher for the class, and he says, "Do you guys have another name for your group besides Hermes?" Because, well, some our group name is Hermes, but like two of us are kind of like into luxury items, so we're like Hermes. And he says, "Do you have a new name for yourself other than Hermes?" And I said, "Yes, pork chops." And you know, the one doesn't like it because she doesn't even eat pork. But she said one time, she'll be, out somewhere and the phone will come up and it will say pork chops. And it's like so and so from Pork Chops, the Pork Chops message, group chat message. But everyone wonders, why are you named Pork Chops? And one of them was cooking back. I don't even remember how long ago it was, but they were cooking and they were eating pork chops. And I'm like, oh, so I renamed the group chat Pork Chops. So now we're Pork Chops, and it's okay. I like pork, but the other one doesn't eat pork, and yeah, too bad. I'm the one who named it, so. Meh. But yeah, just some things about little systems. Just like I have little systems for naming people. Um, And most of the time, the rule only is that it has to make me laugh, and pork chops makes me laugh. So that's really all I got for you today. I don't really have much. I don't think that it was a much kind of day, and that's okay. I'm just figuring things out one day at a time. And honestly, I basically work every day anyway. I do something for my company at least every day. I haven't meditated and done the 45-minute meditation in a long time, and I need to do that because I haven't. So, yeah, I'm just trying to get back to all of that. So, as always, thank you again for listening. I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.